Hey guys, so for today I am going to be doing a glow in the dark jack-o'-lantern look. So I'm going to start by taking these glow powders and I'm just going to mix them into some base coat. You can use base coat or top coat. I'm using base coat because I have a ton of base coat and I don't have as much top coat because I go through top coat so quickly, but I don't go through base coat as quickly, so I don't feel as bad using it for something like this where I may waste a little of the product. So I'm just going in and I'm mixing in the yellow and the orange glow powder. I just wanted to mix in a little bit of the orange because I wanted it to kind of resemble like a candle glowing, like how you put candles in your jack-o'-lantern to light them up. I wanted that like orangey yellow glow to it. However, this mixture that I mixed up, the yellow kind of took over, so it was glowing more greenish. This yellow kind of glows more on the green side than yellow, and the orange glow was not showing up at all. The orange was coming through in the color of what I mixed up, just not in the glow part of it. So I did take some red later on and mixed it into some base coat and applied that on top of the yellow layer that I did to try and make it glow orange, but it still ended up not glowing orange. It still glowed like a yellow green color in the end. But anyhow, after I got this all mixed up and the way I wanted it to look, I went ahead and applied that to all of the nails and I cured for 60 seconds. I did only do one layer of this yellow orange mixture because that is when I realized it was glowing more green and I didn't want that. So then I did go in with just the orange first. I mixed the orange in with the base coat and put that on top. It still was glowing more green. So then I went in and added the red on top of that, and it kind of made it a little less green, but it still does glow more greenish yellow than orange, like an orange yellow like I wanted. I didn't show me adding those other layers on, but this is what they looked like after I got all of those layers on. And I did go ahead and wipe them all off with some alcohol before going in on top and drawing out my jack-o'-lantern faces. In my drawing that I did, all of my jack-o'-lanterns did kind of have the same face. However, I did not want them all to have the same face when I did this. That was just the only face that I could think of off the top of my head when I was drawing that picture, and I didn't want to spend a bunch of time looking at a bunch of different pictures of jack-o'-lanterns and faces, and I just really didn't feel like putting too much work into that drawing. So I did go on Google and just look up different like jack-o'-lantern faces to get some ideas of some different faces I could draw on these nails. So I do just go in and draw the outline of the cutouts, or what would be the cutouts on an actual jack-o'-lantern, and then I do go around and fill in all of that other space that would be the pumpkin part. I do show myself filling in that space for two of the nails, I think. But I don't show it for all of them because it took a while to do that. I had to go around all of the, the eyes and the nose and the mouths and it was a little time consuming and took a while, and I was using my little 11 millimeter liner brush here to do all of that. So it took me a little longer than normal to get these all painted and filled in. But after I did get them all filled in, I did cure for 60 seconds. And then I did go in with a second layer of the orange and go over everything again just to deepen that color a little bit and make it stand out more from the glow in the dark part, because right now it kind of looks pretty similar in color, but when I add that second layer on, you can really tell the difference between the orange that I have on top and the yellow orange that I have underneath. So while I didn't show myself fully painting the entire nail, I did show myself drawing on all of the different faces onto the nails. And while I was doing this, I was just having fun with it, creating all these different little faces for my pumpkins. I would take different elements from different faces that I saw on Google and mash them together. Like I would take eyes from one look that I saw and pair them with the mouth from a different look. Really just having fun with it and making fun different little jack-o'-lantern faces. And I also wasn't really being too particular with or trying to be too precise with the shapes that I was doing, because when you are carving jack-o'-lanterns, they don't always turn out the best. They sometimes turn out a little wonky and end up a little uneven sometimes, and I wanted to keep that kind of feel with this set. I really wanted to look like these were actual jack-o'-lanterns that were carved. And originally I was going to do these on like some almond shaped nails. I thought that would be super cute to have them on almond nails, but I had just got finished filming another set and I had my square tips sitting right there, and I just instinctively grabbed those ones since square is kind of my go-to. I just grabbed them and started filming this set, and I didn't realize that I wanted to do these on almond until I got about halfway through doing the faces and realized that I had messed up, and I was just like, well, it's too late now. I just gotta go with it, because I wasn't going to redo all of this on the almond nails. After I got all of the jack-o'-lantern faces on, I did mix up some of that orange along with a little bit of red just to darken that orange a little bit to kind of create the ridges that are on pumpkins. Also, I was mixing this while I had the nails curing, and I didn't think my light was actually reaching my palette here, but it did, and it cured a little bit of what I had mixed up. As you can see there, those little chunks that I pulled out. And I don't usually show the colors that I mix up, but I'm trying to get into doing that more so you guys can see the colors that I'm mixing up and how much of each color I'm using to mix up the colors that I am using, because I feel like that could be helpful for some people to actually see how much of each color is actually being used to achieve the different colors. So like I said, I am using this color to create like the ridges that are on pumpkins. So I'm just drawing lines down the nail. Again, I'm not being too precise on them. I'm not trying to make them perfectly straight or anything, because as we all know, pumpkins aren't perfectly round. Their ridges aren't perfectly straight. They're a little bit wonky, and like I said earlier, I wanted to try and recreate that like real pumpkinness kind of on these nails, so I wasn't really being too precise on what I was doing. After I got all the lines on, I did cure for 60 seconds. I forgot to mention that after I got the faces all cured on, I did wipe the nails off with some alcohol to remove the sticky layer before I went in doing these lines down the nails. And for those that may not know, I don't top coat before doing nail art. I only wipe off the sticky layer. I feel like that sticky layer makes whatever you put on top spread out a little bit. So I just make sure to wipe that off before going in with any nail art. And after I got the lines cured on, I do wipe the nails off again with some alcohol. I'm doing this because I am going in with a matte top coat, and matte top coats do sometimes tend to smear and smudge your nail art, and the way that I prevent that from happening is by wiping the nails off with some alcohol to remove that sticky layer, because sometimes it does still hold pigment on that layer, which is what is being spread out. So I just wipe that off, and I don't have a problem with the matte top coat smearing. I know some people will do a shiny top coat, cure that, and then put their matte top coat on to prevent the smearing. I don't want to do that because I don't want to add an extra layer on that could potentially end up making the nails look bulky. So I just prefer to wipe them off with some alcohol and then go in with my matte top coat. But you can do either way, whichever works for you. And after I get the top coat applied, I cure for 60 seconds. And here is what they look like. I think they are super cute. They look like a bunch of cute little jack-o'-lanterns that have been carved out and are sitting out on, you know, your front porch or something. And I love that I did the different faces because it gives each one its own little personality, which is super cute and just makes it, this whole set, so fun. And this was a super quick and easy set to do. I feel like this is pretty beginner friendly. Anybody can do it. There's not really a whole lot of intricate details or anything to it. I mean, unless you want to put a whole bunch of intricate details, like if you're someone who likes to do the real big, fancy, very detailed carved pumpkins, you could do that on these and make them look like one of those super detailed carved jack-o'-lanterns. I think that would be super cool. You can really do anything you want with these and just have fun. Do all these different goofy little faces. And you can do them on different shapes and lengths too. This is again one of those designs that I feel like would look good on any nail shape and any length. This is just a super fun, cute Halloween set, and my absolute favorite part about them is the glow-in-the-dark element. It's so bright and so fun, and it looks like there's an actual candle in there, and you can see it shining through the pumpkin skin like a real pumpkin. These nails are just so fun, and I absolutely love them. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.